Hello everyone, I'm Kalawin. Today we're going to take a look at Into the Breach. This is a turn-based strategy game where you control mechs to kill invading creatures that are trying to destroy humanity. It was developed by Subset Games, which made the hit roguelike FTL Faster Than Light. Into the Breach was actually released in 2018, but on July 19th, 2022, they released a free update, which is their Advanced Edition, that adds a whole bunch of new content, so it's a great time to dive right into it. So going into our game setup, we have a few things to go over. Here is the squad that you're going to be playing through this playthrough, and this is your pilot. So first things first, there are a whole bunch of different squads in this game that changes your playthrough every time you go through it. You start off with the Riftwalkers only, but as you play through, you can get more coins to unlock different squads as you go. So there's a lot of variation on how to play the game. We're going to stay as the Riftwalkers right now, and we'll play the game this way. The other thing you have to choose is your time traveler or your pilot. So every single time traveler has different special abilities. So you just want to pick the one that you think is going to be the best fit for you for your current playthrough or maybe your squad. So we're going to pick Ralph Carlson right here just because. And as you can see here, Ralph will be piloting this mech, which lines up with this combat mech. If you hover over every single one of their abilities, you can see what they do. You can also see how much health and movement each unit has. Another thing, there's a whole bunch of customization. If you want to rename your mechs, you can. And also, you can change the colors. The color palettes are dictated by which squads you have unlocked already. So this green-ish one is specifically for the Riftwalkers. And every other color palette depends on the squad. But we're just going to leave everything as default. So, also, to unlock other squads, these are the achievements that you need to get through. There's 3 for every squad. And you will get the coins and you can unlock more squads. So going to start, you'll get this difficulty setup, which is part of the Advanced Edition. You can add a whole bunch of different extra content and your difficulty. We're just going to leave everything on normal just to go right into the game. And there we drop. Alright, so here we have 4 islands to choose from, and you can see under the threat scanner in the bottom of the overlay, it will show the monsters that you're going to be fighting on these islands. So you can actually choose where you want to go based on the threats that are there. And we're just going to go straight into this one. Doesn't really matter. Okay, and now you get to select which mission you want to do on this island. So the green ones you can't go, so there's no VEC detected. And here we can see there's threats. So you can see there's stars and this electrical bolt, which relates to the power grid. So the stars, if you complete these bonus objectives, will give you reputation. And then when you finish the island, you can spend this reputation as currency. The bolts are for your power grid. And every time you a building gets hit once you get into the game, you're going to lose some power grid, and if the power grid gets 0, you lose. So it's very important to protect it, and if you do the bonus objectives, you get power grid to increase it and make it, get better. So we're going to go into actually here, the preserved farms, because there's a warning that says air support, which is very interesting. So right into the game, first thing you can see, we have a deployment phase, so we can place our mechs where we want to go. So we're going to drop him here. This tank went up front, and our artillery unit in the back. And we can confirm what's going to go on. So right as the mission starts, you're going to see a few things here. Oh, we got a special thing. Pods coming in. We'll get over that in a second. As you can see, all the VEC are moving right away before we do anything. So, how this works is, since it's a strategy game, at first, it's very much a puzzle game. It's how are you going to protect your power grid? And from what I've understood, there is always a way to not take grid damage every turn. I don't know how they designed the AI that way, but there's always a solution. So it is very much a puzzle game over a strategy game. So you can see here, this is the attack order. It goes fire damage, which we don't have any right now. And then the environment, which is this grid here, which is our airstrike, as you can see in the bottom right. So that means after the fire damage, airstrikes can come in. You can see the skull and crossbones. Anything in this will be killed. So this VEC unit made a poor choice on his movement, and he's going to die. And then it's going to be 2 to 4, so it highlights every single VEC. they're going to take their movements next, and then 5 enemies emerge. So this is new Vex that are going to be spawning. So we need to figure out what is the best way to not take grid damage. Well, obviously here, since this Vex made a stupid move, we don't even need to fight with him, because the airstrikes can come in, do the attack order, and kill him. And if I put my mech there, my mech will die. Thankfully, we have undo move, so we can take that back. So this pod here will also give us items at the end of the level, which are very useful. So we want to walk on it with a mech and to save it, or if the Vec do not step on it, we get it at the end of the mission. So it's very important to try to protect it. But we're gonna go here, and we're gonna take our attack, our Titan Fist, which deals 2 damage. He has 2 health bar, boom, and we kill him. So that special Scion gave everyone a defense buff. So if I only had, so you can hear my gun only does 1 damage. If he was still alive, I try to attack him, it would only do 0, it would actually do 0 damage. It wouldn't even do 1. So what we're going to do is, we're just gonna shoot him. We're just gonna shoot him twice, so we're gonna do this. Our artillery unit pushes people away, and then we'll shoot him again. And so, as you can see, with all the abilities they push, pushing is extremely important to this game. It allows you to move your own units and the enemy units to better positions, so you won't take grid damage. Alright, so here again, we can see this Vec is standing in the airstrike. We don't really need to do anything. We can shoot him with this to free him up, because he can't move right now. What we're going to do is we're going to... Oh, we can't get there. That's unfortunate. We're just going to punch this guy in the face. And then... So here's the thing, because this artillery unit only does... Whoops. Undo. 1 damage. If I shoot him, it won't kill him. He's going to attack the building next, and we're going to lose grid damage. So what we can do is put him here, push him out of the way, and then it frees up our unit as well. And we're going to move up top, because I want to get closer to the pod, and we're just going to blast him and kill him. And as you can see, there's XP popping up. So our pilots get XP. As you see, Ralph has a special, but once they get leveled up, they get skills. It's the skills they get are random. So you need to start killing a lot of Vec to get more skills. Nice airstrike. And so there you go. Fire, as I showed before, the fire damage. If any units, even us, walk in the fire, we'll be on fire until we put it out. Alright, so they're attacking us. Not a huge deal. Okay, so this is a fairly easy solution. We're just gonna... I'm gonna take the 1 damage from this Vec because I don't mind. We're gonna punch him to kill him. And I want to get the pod. So we're gonna get the pod. And now the last thing we can do... We don't even need to take damage, to be fair. We can just take this, push him back here, and now he's gonna be blocking one of the exits of the Vec. Alright, see, everyone's going, everything's safe. And now the Vec are coming out, blocked, and he takes damage. Perfect. Okay. Got 2 on here, 1 there, that's fine. We're gonna move him down. Back, blast these guys out of the way. Building's perfectly fine. He is stuck, so we're gonna punch him up. And then we're going to kill him with the tank. Get some extra XP, and that's the turn. So here we got our objectives. We took less than 3 grid damage, and we protected the batteries with these things right here. So right after they finish their turn, huzzah! We won. We get our reputation, we got our grid, and we got the time pod. And we got civilians protected. So this game actually keeps a track of your score. So this is kind of your score. Whenever you don't take grid damage, a building dies, you get full 1,000 civilians per mission, and they go down depending on how much damage you take grid damage you take. And at the end of the game, you'll see a score that for how many civilians you protected, and high score. Out of the pod, we get push beam, science class. We don't have any science mechs, unfortunately, and we got a reactor core. So since we got a reactor core, very interesting thing, we can customize every single mech once you get into the game. We can install this mech core, and you can see we have this one little, you know, cylinder, and we can apply it to anything that's one. So we can add 2 health here, 1 move. Unfortunately, we can't do this because we need 2 power, so that means we can't do that. Or we can undo it. Once you install it and you go into another mission, it's stuck on this mech forever. You can't install it, then remove it. So you need to plan how you want to do it. I think I'm going to actually install it on this guy and make buildings immune. So as you can see here, I can shoot buildings and push away the Vec. And look, and as I said, this is a science class weapon. You can see here, mech class range, mech class blue roots, mech class prime. Wow, don't say that 10 times fast. All right, we're going to continue on. Since we took this one, it didn't unlock more regions, so we need to go straight into this one as well. All right, place down our guys real fast. I like the artillery guy in the back because it allows them to maneuver. This mission, we need to protect this artillery unit and the power generator. But as you can see in our, you know, unit overlay, we get to control this artillery guy. We can move him. And we can actually shoot with him, which unfortunately, due to how artillery works, it's an extra square away from you, so we can't shoot anything near us. But that's fine. This is going to be an interesting one, though. Because how do I do this? Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna... This is a thinker. As 1, 2, okay, I can do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is bring him. Oh no. Dun, 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 dun. Do I shoot our mech? No. I can shoot our mech. You can only move 3. You can only move 3. I think there should be a way to solve this, but unfortunately I don't want to take the I don't want this video to be an hour long to figure this out. So we're just going to undo that and do what I think might be the best, which probably isn't the best. We're going to shoot this guy. We're going to blast him. Sorry, I did that out of order. I should have done this one first, because then that would have dealt 2 damage to him. And now, unfortunately, we're going to take some grid damage. So let's just push everyone back again. So here, boom. There, we lost 56 civilians, and we lost the grid. Well, point on the grid. This is something we want to protect, though, the batteries. That's very important. Okay, this is I think a simple one to do. Okay, well, we're gonna kill you. Yeah. Kill you. Push you out of the way. We can shoot the building now. And we'll just shoot it down. Cool. And sometimes it's very important to make sure you kill the Vec, because once they start emerging, it gets more and more complicated to protect your grid. Okay. You can see here we're gonna have 3, 4 attacking the grid. There's probably a way to do it. I don't want to take too long figuring this out. Yeah, so here, we can do this. There, that will save him. I don't think I can do this one, unfortunately, again. This artillery mech has not been, or units has not been in a good place. We're gonna take grid damage again. It's unfortunate. Oh, we got resisted. So here, as you can see up here, grid defense, 15% chance. So we have a 15% chance to protect our grid from damage. It's much nicer when they attack the mechs because it's just like, oh, I can ignore them. But also, if I move him out of the way, you can see he's just going to shoot the building instead. Alright, so we're going to use him to kill this one. Very nice. Oh no, I should have. I'm just gonna blast him. I think we're gonna take grid damage again. I am not playing my best, but that is fine. I'm not gonna take the time to think about everything. As I should be. So you saw there, I leveled up. Oh man, we lost more grid. So now we'll see what special skill he gets. Alright, so we protected them both. We got our reputation. We got the grid back anyways. We got one mech move, which is nice. Because he's a very slow mech. Defend satellite launchers. Let's do this one. Alright. Boom. Okay, so we need to protect these two satellite launchers, and they will launch at some point, but right now they're just sitting there like sitting ducks. So let's go and resolve that. So we're gonna push him up, punch, push him down, and let's blast him. There. Everyone has some good damage on them. We probably could have changed that around, had him kill this one, so there would be one Vec down already, and then have him just push, but it's too late. Okay, okay. So, as you can see here, the rockets are gonna go 6, so he's gonna go after this one. So we actually do need to kill this. It's not just gonna. It's not like the airstrike that went first. But we can. I don't know if this counts as a building. We can chest. We're gonna punch these two, kill them both with the knockback. Yeah, we're gonna try to see if no, it doesn't count as a building. It takes 1 damage. We're gonna move up here and we're gonna blast him, and now we're good. Good thing he has 2 health. Just shooting a rocket. Nothing has ever gone wrong like that, right? There we go. It launched and it killed the Vec. Alright. So it's really a real thinker game. And especially the more you go into it as well. Well, let's back this guy up. Actually, no, let's punch you because we'll kill you. Actually, we'll kill both of you if we do this. So that's the thing, like, the more you play it, the more you're going to see different strategies to... You can push them down and then push them again to knock them into each other to take multiple units out at the same time. Especially with different squads, there's different things you want to do. This squad's really based on pushing. There's another squad that's based on fire, setting everything on fire and then having everything slowly burn to death. And it's just really outstanding because, as I said, there is almost always, I mean, I'm going to say there is always a way to save your grid from not taking damage. And just the way it's designed, with all the different variations of the different mechs, the different squads, the different abilities you can equip, it's mind-boggling how they created this to make that happen. Like, it's crafted so well. All right, we got 2 more. We need to do 1 more of these missions, I believe, to go into the final part part of this island. Let's just do the library. So we need to protect this train here. It is gonna move. But yeah, it's this is why I also say it's a puzzle game first over a strategy game, because you really need to think, and with every squad, oh, it's great. If you like puzzles, you should definitely give this game a try. We're just gonna have to block this guy, I think. It's like in 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just gonna have to block him, which is unfortunate. We're gonna blast him because I wanted him to die real fast. Like, as you can see here, I'm not gonna do any damage to him, but we're gonna free ourselves up. Yeah, you can't do anything. Yeah, you can just punch the air. That's fine. Taking some damage. Train's gonna go. At least the train is, I mean, the Scion's blocking some potential. Oh no. Ooh, actually. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to blast this. Push him over, so this guy is going to kill the Scion. And now we need to take more damage, unfortunately. Actually, we don't. We can punch him down. That's good. Oh. That's something that you also have to be wary of, that you can move all your units and then undo all their moves whenever you want, but if you move them and then take an action, you cannot undo their movements. Like, even if you didn't take the action with them, so you're kind of stuck. You do have a reset turn once per battle, but you really want to save it for crucial, you know, mistakes. Perfect. Now we can deal more damage to them. Alright, got a lot of Vec here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eee. It's too many. Oh no, 3. And the train. Oh man. Okay. So we can bump him down. No, we can't bump him down. What we can do... Okay. So we're gonna shoot him. Get him out of the way. Push both of these out of the way. We killed him by pushing him in the water, and we'll kill him. There you go. See, there's always a solution. I'm gonna repeat this over and over. It's such a good game. It really makes your brain think. Ugh. And with the new update that came out, by the way, the Advanced Edition is free. So if you bought the game, you can get this new update for free. It's great. You should do it. The game is not free just because the Advanced Edition came out. So if you want to pick it up, you still need to buy it. It's on GOG, Steam. It's on all the consoles, PS4, I think maybe PS5. It's on Xbox One. It's on Nintendo Switch. Pick it up. So we're going to go into the final mission here for this one island. And while we load in, I'm going to take a second here. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It will help the channel grow, and you'll see more of this stuff come out in the future. Alright, so the final island, the main objective really is to protect this corporate tower and to kill this big leader guy, who you'll see in a second has a ton of HP compared to the rest of them, see? Okay, so he's going to charge into this mountain. Don't really care about that. What we can do... 1, 2, 3... Oh, but so this is the thing. So these small... Well, small. These minor units, if we shoot them in the water, they will die. But the... You know, the leaders, you can see here, they have massive. So they can walk in the water, but they won't allow them to attack. But they... But yeah, they won't die, unfortunately. But we can still shoot him into the water to get him to stop attacking, which I think will be nice. So we're going to push him over here. We're going to go here. go over there. Oh, but I'm going to be in the fire. I don't want to do that. So we're going to punch this guy, stick him on top. He's going to block the Vec, and he's going to die. Oh, he's in the fire too now. So every turn he's going to take fire damage until we get him to stop taking fire damage. We can do that by either putting him directly in the water, or all our mechs have... We're done here, 1 second. All our mechs have this repair icon here. So it will act just like their attack. If you use it first, they cannot move, and it'll repair them, remove all the, fire, ice, acid from them. But I don't think we can do that, unfortunately, because we need to... Actually, we can. We should be fine. Because we're going to attack the tower, push him out of the way. We're going to go up here, hit him, and we're going to move out of the way and repair ourselves. So we're good. Setting everything on fire. What a guy. What a guy. We have a lot of deck spawning and we need to finish him. I don't mind about that. I don't like that. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Bit stumped on this one, unfortunately, because I think I can free up the tower and this one, but these two, I'm gonna take a grid damage, unfortunately. I mean, there probably is a solution, but I don't have the time to think about it, so we're just gonna do what I think might be best, and that'll be this. Oh well. Civilians were lost. Casualty of war. Oh no, now he takes less damage. So we need to win and kill. I mean, we don't need to kill him, but it'd be nice to. So we're gonna protect the tower. We're only gonna deal 1 damage to him if we go here. Which I don't want to do. So what we're going to do is we're just going to protect every single tower, and I just screwed it up, unfortunately. So we're going to reset it. And we're going to do that again. So there's our reset. I should do this one first, and then bring him down and punch. So there we go. So now we're not going to take extra grid damage. And he's going to kill that guy for us, which is nice. Didn't kill the leader. Gonna not get the full reputation, but at least we saved the tower. Okay. So there, this island is now secure. We can spend our reputation, which is our stars up here, and we can either buy this weapon, this passive effect. We can buy more reactor cores to add to our mechs, or we can add grid power. We can also sell things we don't need, which is definitely this push beam, since we don't have a science class mech. And, yeah, we're just going to buy some reactor cores and this, because I just want to show you guys something. We're going to add these two. Is there anything that's cool? Yeah, we're going to put on him. So, also, you can test out your mechs if you, don't like what you just did. So, you can always go in here. And now we can just be like, oh, Titan Fist. Oh, I dash, boom. Very cool. Move, and you don't need to do, the turns. I slowly just give it a shot. Oh no, we're killing buildings. So, that, you can really just test, see if you like what you did with your mech. It's great. I think it's an awesome feature. Alright, and then once you're done, you leave your island, and then you pick your next island you want to go to. We're not going to go into another one, just because it's going to take extremely long time. Though I will say, once you have secured at least 2 islands, you'll have a 5th island that shows up here. that will be your, the way to finish the game. So it's pretty much like the final boss. So you can do it as of 2 islands completed, or you can do 3 islands completed, or you can go for 4 islands completed. But every time you complete one of these islands, the next island gets harder. Then the next island gets harder. Then the next island gets harder. Then the final boss gets harder. So the game gets progressively more difficult as you go on, because also your mechs get more powerful, the pilots get more skills. So it's a good way to keep the game balanced. Yeah, it's a really darn good puzzle game. So we're gonna go abandon timeline here. And once you're either lose or win the mission, you can always pick a pilot to continue on. So usually you pick your best pilots. These guys didn't get any skills, unfortunately, so we're going to take Ralph Carlson, who has 2 XP bonus and has his 1 mech move from when he leveled up. And then you could start your next game with his already bonus that he had, which is really helps out. So we're going to head back. Before we wrap up today, we're going to just take a look at the menus. So there's really not much to, special about the menus. The really great thing is the combat speed slider here, which if you're very familiar with the game, you can put this on, the max, and the enemy vec, the enemies will take their turns really fast. So you don't need to sit there. You can just be like, okay, I know what they're doing. Go, 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 go. Tutorial tips, always great. End turn confirmation for any turn-based game is fantastic, because if you have your units that might still have action points or that you didn't move, having this to be like, hey, you forgot to do this, it's a great reminder. You could have coordinates on their grids if you absolutely need them. Game timer UI if you're a speedrunner, and obviously it's great to have accessibility options, so larger fonts. Always good. And as you can see here, there's a colorblind mode. So this is an indie dev that added these things. If you're a AAA company, you don't have accessibility options, there's something wrong there. You gotta fix that. And whole bunch of language options, which is great. So the game is 4 years old now, so I don't know if all these were available on release, but they're there now. It's fantastic. You can always edit your hotkeys. The video modes, unfortunately, they're just full screen or windowed. There is no borderless full screen. But they do have stretch scaling for if you have something better than a 1080p monitor. And this is so important to me, the frame limit. I was playing another game where there was pixel art, and just in the menus, my GPU hit 90% usage and the temperature was so high, and this was within 1 to 2 minutes of being in the menus. So having something in the options where it limits your FPS is crucial. Every game should have this option. It's should always be a requirement. So I'm glad to see this is here. Disable screen shake, as you saw when we took grid damage, the screen would shake. If that bugs you, you can always turn it off. This is for your gamepads. It has an auto detect if you have something plugged in. Right now it's unknown because I don't have a gamepad plugged in. But you can also select which is your most preferred option. And obviously the sound sliders, which is in every game pretty much. They have a credits menu, which is just a scrolling credits. We're not going to sit through the entire thing, but it's nice to see if you really appreciate the game, you want to see who worked on it. It's there. Fantastic. It's also available when you beat the game. And, a few other things. Achievements. You can see all the achievements for all the squads you've done. And then there's also global achievements for specific tasks or hard modes, if you want to call it. So that's great. These will also give you coins to unlock more squads. And then a great feature, which, is always good, stats. You can see your top runs here, even the defeated ones, if they're one of your better ones. You see your best run with every squad. You can pick which one you want to see. Each pilot, how many times you've played with the pilot, and all their, the stats individually with them. He's died once. All your victories. So this is a 2-island victory. So as I said, once you beat 2 islands and you go for the final island, like the boss, this is how many times you've done it. I have not beat the game many times. It is hard, this game. It's great, but it's hard. How many times you've time traveled, killed enemies. You can see which ones have killed me the most, the ones that done most damage, and the ones I've killed. So, final thoughts. I love this game. It's really good. These guys made Faster Than Light, and Faster Than Light was a fantastic game. So they came out with this. I jumped on it immediately, and it's a very good puzzle game, even though it's a strategy game. Art is fantastic. It's simple. You don't need a whole lot of animations for what's going on. There's very good visual effects and visual indicators of what you need to do. So that's great. Music is good. Sound effects are impactful for what happens. Overall, it's a great game. And if you're into strategy games, or into puzzle games, I know it's not really a roguelike, but if you like roguelike games too, I suggest picking this up. Once again, it's on Steam, GOG, Nintendo Switch, you know, the Xbox consoles, whichever one, Xbox One, Series S, PS4, maybe PS5, don't know. But yeah, take a look. The Advanced Edition just came out, which added all that extra content, new squads as well. So if you already have this game, maybe it's time to take a look at it again with all that new content. But until then, everyone, take care. Until next time.